Hey there, I've got a special NAT reviewer, used in 2022-2023 to share with you. Our division, Calbaog City, clinched the top spot among school division offices in NAT 12 for the 2022-2023 school year. You can check out these results online. Use this as your reviewer and share it with classmates, who are also preparing for the NAT exam next week. Join me as we review together and ace the exam. This reviewer is packed with tips and insights that will make your review more effective and enjoyable. Let's dive in and conquer the NAT exam together.
Let's start our review with the first subject, Media and Information Literacy.
1. In 2010, the self-published book, The Pedophile's Guide to Love and Pleasure, was made available by Amazon.com. However, it was pulled from the website as users threatened to boycott the site and Amazon's guidelines for digital publication were questioned. This exemplifies the effect of media and information as it A. Creates information binging. B. Makes the world a smaller place. C. Shapes public opinion. D. Challenges communication etiquette. The correct answer is letter C. Shapes public opinion. The situation described illustrates how media and information can shape public opinion. The public's reaction and subsequent boycott threats influenced Amazon's decision to pull the book, showing the power of media in influencing people's views and actions. 2. The second EDSA revolution, considered as the first revolution, was a 3-day political protest that peacefully overthrew the government of Joseph Estrada using cell phone for texting, allowing information about the president's corruption to be shared widely, and helped facilitate the protest at the EDSA shrine of Eid. What effect of media and information in communication is highlighted in the example? I. It illuminates socio-political issues. 2. It creates opportunities for earning. 3. It shapes public opinion. 4. It revolutionizes mobility and collaboration. A. 1, 2. C. 1, 2, 3. B. I. 3, 4. D. 2, 3, 4.
The correct answer for number 2 is letter B. IV. The example highlights several effects of media and information. All. It illuminates socio-political issues. The use of cell phones for texting allowed information about government corruption to be widely shared, highlighting and bringing attention to socio-political issues. IA. It shapes public opinion. The widespread sharing of information through cell phones helped shape public opinion against the government, leading to the successful protest. IV. It revolutionizes mobility and collaboration. The use of cell phones facilitated the coordination of the protest at the EDSA shrine, showcasing how media and information can revolutionize mobility and collaboration in protests and movements.
3. It is a set of abilities requiring individuals to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. A. Media literacy. C. Information literacy. B. Technology literacy. D. Media and information literacy. The correct answer for number 3 is C. Information literacy. The description aligns with the definition of information literacy, which involves recognizing the need for information, locating, evaluating, and effectively using the information needed. 4. Media and information open communication on civic engagement and philanthropic deeds. Which of the following illustrates this influence? A. Through social media, many Filipinos have adopted the concept of setting up community pantries across the country to help the needy whose livelihoods were affected by COVID-19 pandemic. B. Philippine Daily Inquirer published a story with the headline, Duterte insists force needed to regain control over West Philippine Sea. C. Students from Calbaog City National High School take their online classes on a regular basis. D. Social media influencers were caught by media users for their cheating scandals. The correct answer for number 4 is letter A. Through social media, many Filipinos have adopted the concept of setting up community pantries across the country to help the needy whose livelihoods were affected by COVID-19 pandemic. This choice illustrates how media and information open communication on civic engagement and philanthropic deeds by showcasing how social media has been used to organize and spread the concept of community pantries, which help those affected by the pandemic. 5. It is the process of actively recognizing and maintaining safety and security measures when using the Internet. A. Information disorder. C. Cyber wellness. B. Confirmation bias. D. Information literacy. The correct answer, number 5, is letter C. Cyber wellness. This choice describes the process of actively recognizing and maintaining safety and security measures when using the Internet, which falls under the concept of cyber wellness. 6. The following illustrates how the evolution of media shapes the values and norms of society/individuals accept. A. The evolution of media has sought public engagement in political activities, such as voting, taking part in protest movement, and volunteering in the communities. B. No longer information comes from authorities all the time. There are citizens who feed information to large media organizations to be used in news reporting, citizen journalism. C. People are mere recipient of information on social media. There is less interaction between the user and the producer of media content. The transformative role of media has amplified the portrayal of women in society by showing them in leadership roles, similar to that of their male counterpart, hence, the promotion of gender transformative content. The correct answer for number 6 is letter C. People are mere recipients of information on social media. There is less interaction between the user and the producer of media content. This choice describes a negative aspect of media evolution, highlighting how social media can sometimes lead to less interaction and engagement between users and content producers, reducing the richness of communication. 7. When Mrs. Lee, a physics teacher, uses smart TV in presenting her lesson, she noticed that students are more attentive rather than the traditional method she is used to. What kind of literacy is illustrated? A. Media literacy. C. Information literacy. B. Technology literacy. D. Media and information literacy. The correct answer is letter B. Technology literacy. Mrs. Lee's use of a smart TV to enhance student engagement illustrates technology literacy, as it involves the effective use of technology, smart TV, for educational purposes. 8. In getting the latest news about Chinese incursion in the West Philippine Sea, you preferred CNN's content for its appropriateness, reliability, and accuracy of information. This would fall under what type of literacy? A. Media literacy. C. Technology literacy. B. Information literacy. D. Digital literacy. The correct answer is letter B. Information literacy. Your preference for CNN's content for its appropriateness, reliability, and accuracy falls under information literacy, as it involves the ability to evaluate and select information sources effectively. 9. They are the ones who decide what will become the news. They are the station managers, publishers, executive producers, editors, news directors, reporters, journalists, and columnists. They control the flow of information based on news values, personal preference, and social influences. A. Advertisers. C. Government officials. B. Gatekeepers. D. Audience. The correct answer is letter B. Gatekeepers. This choice describes the role of gatekeepers in media who control the flow of information based on various factors, highlighting their influence on what becomes news. 10. New media refers to mass communication using digital technologies such as the Internet. The following are its characteristics except A. Rigid. C. Ubiquitous. B. Unregulated. D. Convergent. The correct answer for number 10 is letter A. Rigid. This choice incorrectly describes new media. New media is characterized by its flexibility and adaptability, unlike traditional media, which can be rigid in its format and distribution. 11. At the height of the Chinese incursion in the West Philippine Sea, a photojournalist put President Duterte and China's President Xi Jinping's photos in one frame to emphasize the former's warm sentiments towards China. Along with the headline, "Amid Sea Incursion, Duterte remarks nothing PH can do." Which of the following topics in media literacy would help you understand the action of the photojournalist in the above example? A. Media languages, codes, and convention. B. Indigenous media. C. Evolution of media. D. Copyright. The correct answer for number 11 is letter A. Media languages, codes, and conventions. Understanding media languages, codes, and conventions would help you interpret the photojournalist's action in framing the photos and choosing the headline to convey a specific message about Duterte's sentiments towards China. 12. It is the ability to use a small amount of copyrighted work without permission, but only in certain ways and in specific situations: schoolwork and education, news reporting, criticizing or commenting on something, and comedy/parody. A. Copyright. C. Creative Commons. B. Fair use. D. Public domain. The correct answer for number 12 is letter B. Fair use. This choice describes fair use, which allows the use of copyrighted work without permission in certain situations, such as education and criticism. 13. In the upcoming portfolio day, your class decide to sell a statement t-shirt to generate income. The theme is love and you plan to lift some quotes/words of William Shakespeare from the internet and print them on shirts. Will you be infringing copyright if you do so? A. Yes, the works of Shakespeare are copyright protected and you are prohibited to use them commercially. B. Yes. You didn't seek permission to use Shakespeare's words. C. No, you are protected under fair dealings since it's a school activity. D. No. The works of Shakespeare are in public domain, and you are free to use them even for commercial purposes. The correct answer for number 13 is letter D. No. The works of Shakespeare are in public domain, and you are free to use them even for commercial purposes. William Shakespeare died in 1616. Copyright laws have a limited term, and works typically enter the public domain after a certain period following the author's death. The exact duration varies by country, but it's generally a long time, over 70 years in most cases. Since Shakespeare's works are so old, they are no longer under copyright protection in most countries. They have fallen into the public domain, meaning anyone can use them freely, including for commercial purposes. 14. Your final performance output in media and information literacy is a 7-minute film about one of the Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations. Your teacher, without seeking permission from you, posted the video on her Facebook account. Is her action justifiable? A. Yes, she owns the copyright of all the students' output in her subject. B. Yes, she assigned the output to the class and her action is protected under fair use. C. No. She needs to ask permission from the students, who are the copyright owners of the film. D. No. She cannot post it on Facebook, only on YouTube. The correct answer for number 14 is letter C. No. She needs to ask permission from the students, who are the copyright owners of the film. The teacher should seek permission from the students, who are the copyright owners of the film, before posting it on social media. 15. Which of the following is a method to overcome digital divide? Setting up cyber cafes in rural areas. B. Allowing your sibling to use your PC for an hour. C. Providing notebooks to students in poorer districts. D. Providing laptop to every person who has no access to technology. The correct answer number 15 is letter A. Setting up cyber cafes in rural areas. Setting up cyber cafes in rural areas helps overcome the digital divide by providing access to technology and the internet in areas where it might be lacking. 16. Which of these is one of the many factors that affect the digital divide? A. Geographical location. C. Political activism. B. Test scores. D. Student behavior. The correct answer for number 16 is letter A. Geographical location. Geographical location can be a factor that affects the digital divide, as access to technology and the internet can vary based on where someone lives. 17. Your media and information literacy teacher rents Mad City to show media's manipulation and construction of reality to her class while studying news literacy. Is this fair use? A. No. The teacher must seek permission from the copyright holder first before using the video to the class. B. No. The teacher should buy the movie before using it as instructional material. C. Yes. The teacher uses it for educational purposes. D. Either A or B. The correct answer for number 17 is letter C. Yes. The teacher uses it for educational purposes. Using the video for educational purposes falls under fair use, as it is used for instructional and non-commercial purposes. 18. The following are aims of indigenous media, except cultural activism, documenting current injustices and claiming reparation. B. Bring communities together. C. Division of political and cultural groups. D. Reproducing the cultural past. The correct answer for number 18 is letter C. Division of political and cultural groups. This choice does not align with the aims of indigenous media. Indigenous media aims to bring communities together, promote cultural activism, and reproduce cultural past, but not to divide political and cultural groups. 19. The following are examples of symbolic codes found in media, except A. A drinking glass suddenly slips from the hand of a character which connotes a premonition that danger looms or awaits. B. An extreme wide shot is used to establish the context for a scene showing when and where the film is set. C. A character dressed in black and crying while seated on a rocking chair and caressing an object of importance to him. D. Newscaster in newsroom wearing corporate attire in delivering the news. The correct answer for number 19 is letter B. An extreme wide shot is used to establish the context for a scene showing when and where the film is set. This choice incorrectly describes the symbolic code. An extreme wide shot is a cinematic technique, not a symbolic code. 20. You wrote something, and you want to send it to a writing contest. How would you copyright it? A. It is never protected by the copyright law, because once you write it down, it becomes a public domain. B. It isn't protected by the copyright law until you put a copyright notice at the bottom of the story. C. It already is protected by the copyright law once you have written it down. D. It isn't protected by the copyright law until you register it at the Copyright Office. The correct answer number 20 is letter C. It already is protected by the copyright law once you have written it down. Once you create a work, it is automatically protected by copyright law, whether or not you register it or include a copyright notice. Now let us proceed to Language and Communication English. 1. Which of the following is not an element of a thesis statement? Focus. B. Argument. C. Evidence. D. Language. The correct answer is letter D. Language. The elements of a thesis statement typically include the focus, the main topic of the essay, the argument, the writer's stance or position on the topic, and the evidence, the supporting points or reasons that back up the argument. Language, on the other hand, refers to the specific words and syntax used to express these elements, rather than being an element of the thesis statement itself. 2. All of the statements below are true about thesis statement, except A. It is a claim or stand that needs to be developed in an essay. B. It acts as an adequate support to expound the main idea. C. It must be debatable and supported with evidence. D. This is found usually at the end of an introduction. The correct answer is letter B. It acts as an adequate support to expound the main idea. A thesis statement is a concise summary of the main point or claim of an essay. It should be clear, specific, and debatable, serving as a roadmap for the reader to understand the direction and purpose of the essay. While the thesis statement does need to be supported with evidence throughout the essay, it is not itself a form of support or evidence. 3. The following are guidelines in writing an outline except one. A. Place the title at the center above the outline. B. Write the statements in the form of paragraphs. C. Every level of the outline must have at least two items, 1 and 2, A and B, 1 and 2. D. Put a period after each numeral and letter. The correct answer is letter B. Write the statements in the form of paragraphs. Explanation. In an outline, statements are typically written as concise phrases or sentences, rather than full paragraphs. Outlines are meant to organize ideas and concepts in a hierarchical structure, with each level indicating a different level of importance or detail. 4. Which of the following statements is true about introduction? A. An introduction should set the tone and flow into the body of the paper. B. Start with an obvious, general statement that the reader can agree with. C. State your position by saying, in this paper, I will show. D. All of the above. The correct answer is letter A. An introduction should set the tone and flow into the body of the paper. The purpose of an introduction is to provide an overview of the topic and set the tone for the rest of the paper. It should capture the reader's interest, provide necessary background information, and clearly state the thesis or main point of the essay. 5. In order to sound formal, how will you revise the sentence below? Writing can't be done effectively if you don't burn the midnight oil. A. Effective writing requires considerable time and practice. B. Writing cannot be done effectively if you don't burn the midnight oil. C. Burn the midnight oil in order to write effectively. D. If you do not practice writing, you will never be an effective writer. The correct answer is letter A. The original sentence, writing can't be done effectively if you don't burn the midnight oil, is informal and colloquial. To make it more formal, the revised sentence uses formal language and structure. Effective writing requires considerable time and practice. This revision maintains the meaning of the original sentence while using more formal language. It avoids the informal phrase, burn the midnight oil, and replaces it with, requires considerable time and practice, which is a more formal and professional way to express the same idea. 6. Which section of your essay provides a restatement of your thesis, interpretation, a summary of your points, and broader significance? A. Introduction. B. Thesis. C. Body. D. Conclusion. The correct answer is conclusion. The conclusion of an essay typically provides a restatement of the thesis, a summary of the main points discussed in the body paragraphs, an interpretation or analysis of the topic, and a broader significance or implication of the arguments presented. It serves to wrap up the essay and leave a lasting impression on the reader, reinforcing the main ideas and the overall argument of the essay. 7. Hey, how are you? I missed you. What communicative strategies is the given statement? A. Turn-taking. B. Topic shifting. C. Nomination. D. Restriction. The given statement, hey, how are you? I missed you, demonstrates the communicative strategy of nomination. Nomination is the act of introducing a topic into the conversation. In this case, the speaker is nominating, introducing, the topics of the other person's well-being, how are you, and their feelings of missing the other person, I missed you. This strategy helps to set the direction of the conversation and invites the other person to respond to the topics introduced. 8. Warren delivers her campaign speech in front of all HUMSS students. This is an example of what speech context. A. Dyad communication. B. Interpersonal communication. C. Mass communication. D. Public communication. The correct answer is public communication involves one person speaking to a large audience. In this case, Warren is delivering her campaign speech in front of all HUMSS students, indicating that it is a public communication context.
9. I won the 5 million lottery prize, she happily shouted. This statement falls under what function of communication? Emotional expression. Information dissemination. Motivation. Regulation/control. Emotional expression. The statement expresses the speaker's happiness about winning the lottery prize, indicating an emotional expression function of communication.
10. Why is the thesis statement such an important element of any essay? A. The thesis is generally the first sentence of the introductory paragraph and sets the framework for the entire essay. B. The thesis identifies the writer's argument and particular take on the subject of the essay. C. The thesis allows readers to understand how the author reached their opinion. D. The thesis is mentioned in each paragraph to provide a logical body for the essay.
The correct answer is letter B. The thesis identifies the writer's argument and particular take on the subject of the essay. The thesis statement is crucial because it presents the main point or argument of the essay, providing direction and focus for the entire piece of writing. It tells the reader the writer's stance on the topic and what the essay aims to achieve. Thank you for watching. I hope that this video has been helpful for you. If you have any questions or need further clarification, please don't hesitate to reach out. Stay tuned for more helpful content.